All right, welcome everybody to the Down and Dirty at 1:30 Central Time. This is Vishan Borish from Team Tough. I'm so glad you're here today because we're going to be discussing how you can optimize mobile with your capture pages. So some of you are in the internet marketing industry, some of you have your own businesses, some of you are coming here just because you want to know what I'm up to. Either way, you're in the right place because I'm going to be teaching you today how you can really utilize mobile devices such as smartphones, tablet devices, and things like that in order to drive leads to your business. Okay, and it doesn't have to be a business. Maybe you have an organization or a club or something that you're a part of, and you just need to collect more emails. We're going to show you how you can make it easier and really start rocking it out with collecting emails, because that's where the juice is. You really want to be collecting emails on a regular basis, because that is where you can start contacting folks and getting them involved in whatever opportunity that you have. Okay, sound good? All right, so a couple housekeeping things before I get started and flip my screen around. Number one, make sure you log in down below. You'll see down there is a chat window. You can log in there, and that's going to get you connected so that you can type questions. Be sure to say hello, and plus it helps me to know that people are actually listening to this. Even if you're watching this as a replay, this is an opportunity for you to ask questions of me or make comments or whatever, so that you know that you're getting good information, and I will respond to those. Okay? All right, so let's get started. I'm going to flip my screen around, do a little screen share here. All right, so I named my presentation today The Killer Strategy for Mobile Marketing. And I am going to be going through this. I have a lot of companies. I don't know if you guys know that, but I have several. And my main umbrella company is Vishan Enterprises. And we are a marketing firm, public speakers. We also have staff members that help manage graphic design, website design, and things like that for organizations. So if you're in the market and looking for something like that, be sure to check out vishanenterprises.com so that you can get more information about that. Let me shut off my email alerts, otherwise we're going to be alerted the whole time. All right, so here's the concept. All right, so every business knows that the money is in the list, right? Without a list, you really can't follow up with people successfully. The best lists contain email addresses. Email is still king when it comes to reaching out to folks and talking with them on a regular basis. All right, people check their email. I know you may not believe it, but they do. And so here's the challenge. Okay, how do most businesses collect emails? Well, they have these things here called opt-in pages. This is an example of one. You enter in, I'm sure you've seen these, you enter in your first name, your email, and then you click a button to get instant access. Here's another one from President Obama. You enter in your email and your zip code in this case in order to donate. Okay, but you have to physically type that in. Here's another one from Gary Vaynerchuk. If you're not familiar with him, Gary V, he's a tremendous marketer. And he has some great books out there too, such as Crush It. If you haven't read that one, it's a good one. Anyhow, here's a very simple one. Enter your email, click submit. Okay. Here's the most common. What's your email address? Click subscribe, like to newsletters. That's one of the most common. A lot of folks have email newsletters. You want people to subscribe to those so that you can be in contact with them. However, with these opt-ins, none of these are mobile optimized. Okay, but we're going to go into that in a little more detail. Let me explain some details as to why should you even be mobile optimized and what does that mean to you. Well, according to smartinsights.com, who does your reporting on what the latest statistics are in regards to mobile and internet usage, etc., we are now past the mobile tipping point in desktop versus mobile device usage. So if you're not familiar with that, hold on, I'm just going to check something really quick here. Okay, cool. If you're not familiar with that tipping point, this includes ownership of smartphones versus desktop computers. More people own smartphones today than desktop computers. That's pretty huge, actually. More people are using their mobile device versus a desktop or laptop device, for that matter, to view media, such as social media, news sites, etc. They are responding to advertising via mobile devices more so than they are on desktop or laptops. And then finally, there is a much higher conversion rate on smartphone versus tablet versus desktop conversion rate. So in other words, more people are looking at things and they are converting based on how mobile optimized somebody's capture pages or sales page is to a smartphone or tablet device versus a desktop or laptop computer. Okay. So we are past that traffic by 2019. So it's increasing. It's not going down. This isn't a fluke. People are more active on their mobile devices. And now that mobile devices are becoming easier and easier to use with faster internet service and things like that and data plans, we are seeing a rise in that. Okay, so opt-in and squeeze pages, though, they haven't changed. They've been the same since the dawning of age, all right? Since we started collecting emails, they've been the same. And they aren't effective on mobile devices. Well, here's why. Well, number one, it's harder to type on a phone. All right, you know that, I know that. When you type on a phone, you're using your thumbs most of the time, and it's really easy to what we call fat finger your letters and typo your email address. Okay. Plus, a lot of folks are more likely to type in bogus or fake email addresses simply because it's easier just to put that in and get whatever it is that the company is offering you. Okay, so you may be getting an email address from those folks that are on their phone or tablet device that's not accurate. It's not one that they ever check. And of course, there's a higher percentage of typos. So, you know, with all of this combined, the odds are if you're using the standard opt-in page, also called a squeeze page or opt-in page, you are missing a lot of people, more so every day that you continue to use those antiquated opt-in pages because of, you know, all of these things I just listed. You know, they're probably not even going to fill them out because people get tired of filling out forms, especially with their thumbs, right? Okay, so what do? Wouldn't it be great if there was a way to grab a mobile user's very best email address without them having to type anything? Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, wow, is there really a way to do that? Because, you know, that would be great if it would just automatically capture somebody's default email address and they would never have to type it in themselves. So guess what? There is a way. And what the software that I'm using is called Mobile Opt-in, and I'll give you a link so that you can get that for a discounted rate if it's something you're interested in. But check this out. All you have to do, and these are 3 examples of mobile opt-in forms, is you touch a button on the screen when you go to the opt-in page. You don't type in your email, you just simply touch a button, and then it automatically captures your default email address that you have on your smartphone. All right, isn't that cool? Yeah, so now you know for a fact if you are collecting those email addresses that you're getting the very best email from that person. All right, you're not getting some bogus email address, you're getting the very best one that they use on a regular basis because it's their default email address. Pretty slick, right? So at this point, I got something else going on here. What I wanted to show you is that, and this is the pricing for it, just I kind of skipped ahead. So let me go back here. What I want to show you is that you can actually do that, and I'm going to pull up my screen and show you one of my mobile opt-in pages, if I can find it. I must have closed it. Let me open it up. It's not going to look as pretty on a computer, but I made it specifically for my Instagram. Some of you know me, and you know that I love using Instagram to get leads. And the way that I get leads is on Instagram, it's not a desktop or computer device. That's an app for a mobile tablet and or phone. And so they're more than likely not going to type in their email address because they're using Instagram on a mobile device. So by using my own capture pages through mobile opt-in, what's happening is I'm getting much more lead generation. And this is an example of one. It just says, discover my simple system for earning money online and working from home. And on a phone, you can see this button without having to scroll, but I blew this up big so you could see it, okay? So look, all they have to do is click here to send an email for instant access. So they touch that on their phone. Down here, it kind of tells my story. They can also click here to email me. So what happens is when they click this button, I'm just going to show you. It may take a second because I'm on a computer instead of a mobile device. It's gonna show an email like this. Hold on just a second. I got lots of things going on here. All right, let me go back. So what it's doing is it's on a smartphone device. It already has a pre-populated email that you set up within the software, and it captures their email address, their default email address right off of their phone. Obviously, it works on a computer as well. So if they happen to stumble across your opt-in page on a computer like I'm on right now, it works there also. So all they have to do is, it says here, click send now. They don't even have to type an email. They simply click send, and I'll just go ahead and do that. And the very next page, and I bounced over off of it, but the very next page that they will see on their phone is your sales page, or in my case, a bridge video. Okay, so this is why it's magic, is that they instantly get, you instantly get their email address because it grabs their default, and then it takes them right to the next page that you want them to go to, which in my case is a bridge video that tells them about my opportunity. Pretty slick, right? I got so excited when I first learned about this software at the beginning of the year. It's really new, and this is allowing me to get many more leads than I ever did with a typical opt-in page. And I'll just show you, because I tested this, I'll show you one of my main opt-in page. And this one is not from mobile opt-in. So this is the page that I was using before. And they had to enter in their full name and their email address and then sign up to discover my system. I was only getting on average about a 30% opt-in rate. That means of every 100 people that visited my page when it was like this, only 30 of them were actually giving me their email address. Crazy, right? When I switched to the new one through mobile opt-in, what happened was I instantly started getting 50 to 60% opt-in rate. So at least half of the people that were coming to my page, like out of every 100, were actually typing in, or they didn't even have to type, they're just clicking the button and they're giving me their email address. All right, so you can see the benefit of that, because now you're getting not only more emails, but you're also getting the best email that they have because it's their default email address. Cool, right? So I'm going to show you how to actually use mobile opt-in for those of you that have it. For those of you that don't have it, let me go back here. And that's not the right email. I don't know where that came from. So here's the cost to get it through me. You can get a complete package of $19.97, or and then they also have a fee of $97 a month. So that's what's going to happen. I'm sorry, this is the post-launch price, not the pre-launch. So that's how much it costs after if you don't get it from me. All right. So here's the cool thing: is you can get it from me without a monthly fee, a one-time cost of $1,497. And here's the other thing, it includes white label capabilities. If you're not familiar with that term, that means that when you buy it from me, you have the ability to resell it, and it'll be white labeled, so that, in other words, you can resell it, give people accounts within your own account, and you can put whatever price you want onto it. Awesome, right? So it was a no-brainer for me. That's why I bought it, and I saw it as a great opportunity, not only to increase my own opt-in rates, but also to help people in my community, because I live in Branson, Missouri. So there's a lot of theaters and tourist type places here, and they all use email in order to attract audiences outside of the state. And so this was a way for me to get into that market and be able to sell them into this, and be able for them to sell tickets. A lot of them have extra tickets to their theaters, and so they're using mobile opt-in to email folks. Well, first of all, to send them their opt-in page. They let people click on that, and then they can purchase tickets right through their mobile phone. So it's been really, really fun, and it's a great product for helping these theaters. But obviously, you could use this for any business where you need to collect emails, right? Cool. So how do you get this price? So I do have a link. Let me just pull it up here. It's just mobile.teamtough.com, and I'll show you what that looks like. So write that down, mobile.teamtough.com. And then let me show you what it looks like. When you go there, it's going to take you to this page by my business partner, Anthony Morrison. He's the one that helped create this mobile opt-in software. And you'll come in here and you'll enter in your email address. And you also will get, as a bonus, your own email profits book. And this will give you some simple steps to helping you build profitable email marketing. That's one thing to collect their email address, but then what do you do once you've got it, right? So this book has really been a benefit to me and my business, and also to my clients, because it teaches them how to write good emails, how to use email marketing effectively with your mobile opt-in, so that you can start converting those people to sales. Okay, so you'll enter that in, that'll give you the book, and then it'll take you to a special page where you can get that price that I mentioned earlier. So if you missed that, it's $14.97 if you buy it through me. Otherwise, if you buy it straight through Anthony, it's going to be $19.97 plus a monthly fee of $97 per month. Okay, crazy. So I mean, I'm just telling you, I try to help people that follow me online. This is your opportunity to do so. Cool, right? Okay, so let me show you, how it works and how easy it is to use this. So let me go back here. And one of the things that you'll do is, once you purchase the software through that link I gave you, then you will be sent an email that gives you login instructions. Okay, once you have the login instructions, you're going to go here. It'll even have a link to that in your email. It'll go here to app.mobileoptin.com. This is your login page for accessing your backend office. Okay, and then you'll come in here and you'll type in your email address and your password and click login. And this is a new one that I just set up for the purposes of today's training. I didn't want to show you all of my actual ones because I don't want you guys to copy everything that I'm doing. So I wanted to just start with a fresh one so you can really see how it works, because this is how it's going to look when you first log in as well. You'll have nothing there. It'll just be a blank page. All right, so once you're in, here's what you're going to do. You're going to click right here where it says Create Campaign. All right, so you click Create Campaign, and then the next thing you want to do is choose a template. And here's where it's great. Anthony provides a number, like hundreds of templates that you can use for your mobile opt-in. So let me just click Add Template. And hopefully you can see my screen here as it comes up. They have all these different templates that you can use and you can modify. These are the defaults. Depending on what industry you're in, you can go, there's weight loss and dieting, there's dog training. If you're something all-American, you've got these American ones with the American flag in the back. Great for the 4th of July, by the way. Of course, a lot of us are in personal development, so there's some really great personal development ones here, and on and on and on. You can just go through these, and there's templates for every single one of them. Crazy, right? So let me just go ahead and click on one of these. I'll just use the one of them from personal development. Let's see, let's find one. I like to find one that's got like a green button. So let's try this one. And you just click save. All right, so now I've got a personal development capture page here. And what's cool, I don't know if you see down here, it says traffic allocation. This, you can do what's called split testing, and I highly recommend that. So what that means is that you would create multiple versions of the same opt-in page, and then when you send somebody to that link, it's going to randomly choose one of the versions that you created. So let's say you created 3 different versions. It'll randomly show that, and then you can see which ones are getting the highest click-through rate and turn off the ones that maybe aren't doing or performing as well. What I recommend is that you leave all 3 of them up for, at least 48 hours, and then that'll give you a pretty good idea as to how many people are seeing them. You should have a minimum of 100 people see them before you start turning them off. Okay, so then what you do next is you want to give it a name. So we'll just call this personal development, or personal dev 1. This is version 1. These 3 here are optional, but at the bottom, it gives you the option to have links to your terms of service, privacy policy, and contact us URL. I do recommend at least that you have a privacy policy, because everybody wants to know what you're going to do with their email once you get captured from them. And it's important to do that to show that you're on the up and up and that you're not doing anything illegal. Okay, so then you come down here. You've got choose integration, manual, or get response. So you actually want to set up your own email client to collect those emails. If you don't have something like Get Response, Aweber, MailChimp, Constant Contact, these are just different email marketing tools that you can integrate mobile opt-in with. If you don't have one of those, then choose manual. Otherwise, there's an area where you can set up, I think it's under your name actually. Yeah, it's right here under your name. It says integrations, and it literally walks you through step by step how to add your Get Response account or whatever account you use to your mobile opt-in. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't have it, choose manual, and it will collect the emails for you, and then you can just import those into whatever email autoresponder that you use going forward. Cool. All right. So then the contact, we already talked about that. Notification email. So here's where you want to plug in the email. Like if you're doing it manual, you want to plug in the email address that you want those to go to. So you would plug in, like for me, probably my main one, VashawnBorich@yahoo.com, and then redirect after opt-in. This is the page that you want them to go to right after they touch the button and send you an email. Okay, so I usually send them to a bridge page. Now, a bridge page is a page that has a video that introduces my offer. So it's kind of like it's bridging you from the opt-in to the sale. That's one of the tips that I've learned as an internet marketer that works better than just sending them straight to a sales page. However, maybe you're just having them subscribe to your email newsletter. If that's the case, then all you want to do then is probably send them to a thank you page. It says, hey, check your email. You've got something great coming to you with our newsletter. But in the meantime, let me just choose this. This would be an example of a bridge page. So I would come up here, I would copy that link. Okay, then I would paste that right there. So it goes to that page after they click their opt-in. And then here's where you put the subject line for your email. So you might say, yes, I'd like personal development, because that's what I chose. Okay, and then you'd say, please add me to your newsletter about personal development. And then here's what I do. I put a few of these, and I say in all caps, or wait, not click the send, click send now. Okay. I use the wrong dashes here. There we go. So what that does is it lets them know if they do need to take action, they have to click the send in the email in order for it to go to you. Okay, so now let's come down here. Oh, we forgot to enter the campaign name. So we'll call this Personal Development Newsletter. Okay, so that would be the campaign URL. This is so you can find it later when you're looking at your campaigns. You need to understand, which ones are which, because you may end up with a lot of different campaigns. All right, so now we're ready to modify our template. So you see, here's the template. And all I got to do is click into the box, and I can change this text. Get instant access to my, let's just change it here. And you're literally looking over my shoulder right now as I do this, which is great. Okay, it looks like that wasn't bolded there, so it's bolded. See how it gives you all the tools up here? Okay. And then you might just put touch the button below. And then here it says click the button to send us an email, and we will reply with the game. Let's change this. We will reply with an email. Let's just say with your first email newsletter. Okay. Let me turn off my emails again. I opened that up when I did my test earlier. There we go. Okay, so then click here to send us an email for instant access. So I can leave that. That one looks fine. Down here, it just gives you an opportunity to share more information about your newsletter. So, I'm not going to change all of this right now, but you get the idea. You can come in here and change all of this, and then click here to send us an email for instant access. If I had added, I don't know if you see down here where it says terms of service, privacy policy, contact us. If I had added a links up here, terms of service, privacy policy, contact us, those would automatically link to wherever I wanted them to go to. Make sense? So when you're done typing all this up and making your edits, then just click Save Changes. Okay, it says template saved. Click OK. All right, so let's assume we're happy with that. So we're going to come down here. We're going to click Submit. Okay, so now we have in our campaign Personal Development Newsletter. So all we need now is the hosted URL or embed code. So what is the difference? You've got these two buttons. The embed code allows you to put a link onto your website or blog so that people can click on that in order to go to your opt-in page. Let me just click on it and I'll show you what it looks like. It's going to give you this giant code, and you'll just have to drop it onto your website. You can copy the whole thing to your clipboard and put it into the head spot of your website. Okay, so that would be one option. The other option, and this is the one I use more often, is the hosted URL. So let me click on that. So it gives you a URL that you can then direct people to, or what I like to do to make it fancy is I'll go into GoDaddy or whatever your domain host is, and you can do a forward campaign of whatever URL you've purchased. Like that's how I did my toughmama.teamtough.com. was I did a forward campaign so that they can click right on that. It has my branding in the URL, and it doesn't feel like they're going somewhere foreign, right? So, but you can test it here. So let me just copy this, hit close, and now I'm going to open up a new tab, paste this here, and let's take a look at it. Okay, check it out. Get instant access to my personal development newsletter. Touch the button below, and then click the button to send us an email. We'll reply with your first email newsletter. So if I click on here, it's going to open up my email again, but that's okay. Let's do that. I just hit pause so we don't have to hear myself for a second. And the email is opening. Obviously, I'm on a computer, so it's a little bit different than if you're on a mobile device. But here it says, please add me to your newsletter about personal development. It says, click send now. All I got to do is hit the send button right up here. And then the next thing I'll see, I'm just going to click no. The next thing I'll see is the bridge video that I put in the link for that. And now I would just follow this and click here to discover the system for themselves. So this will take them to the sales page. Now I pre-created all of this using ClickFunnels. So if you're wondering, hey, how'd you do that? I really like to be able to do that. You can see here on my Hangout up above, there's an area where it says tools. If you click on tools, you can get access to ClickFunnels. There's a link there. It is my affiliate link, but by using that, you do get a bit of a discount so that you can purchase ClickFunnels if you don't have it. Another option for those of you that are in the same opportunity that I'm in is you can use InstaBuilder. Okay, and that's through the Kalatu blog system, the premium version. InstaBuilder will allow you to create awesome bridge video pages and sales pages and even opt-in pages for those of you that are promoting it to a desktop user. Cool. All right, so it seems to work. The only thing I would need to check then is in my email to see if I got a notification. I think I canceled it though. Yeah, I canceled the notification when the email came up. I just canceled it, so I'm not going to get a notification. But always, always, always test things out to make sure they work using your own email account before you start promoting something to the public. So let me go back. So I wanted to show you how to do the split testing now that we've got that all set up. So if I come in here and I click next to action and I click edit, okay, so you can see here's the personal development one that I already created. So let's say I wanted to test and see, maybe a red button would work better than a green button, for example. So what I do is I come over here and I click add template. And I can go back to personal development. I can choose a different one. So why don't we choose this red one here? Scroll down, save. So now I've got this red one. Okay, I'm going to come up here and call this Personal Dev 2. And I'm going to leave this the same way. I still want them to go to that bridge video, so I'll copy that. Okay, it automatically saves the email that you already typed in the first one, so that's kind of nice. And all I've got to do is come here and edit the text. So I'm not going to do that right now, but you get the idea. Just click in here, edit the text, and then you'll be done. Okay, let me make sure I've got everything. Okay, so I'm going to click Save Changes. It says it's saved. That's good. If it ever says it didn't save, then it's probably because you forgot to fill out one of the fields. All right, so now I've got two, but look, this one's not allocated to anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this one a 50% allocation, and I'm going to give this one a 50% allocation. So what that means is if I start sending traffic to this, 50% of them are going to see the red one, and 50% of them are randomly going to see the green one. And then I can check my reporting to see which one does better. But here's the cool thing. Mobile opt-in, I know there's lots of cool things. Mobile opt-in can automatically optimize everything. So if I come down here and I click on enable optimization on, what I do is I can set this to like 100 clicks, or I can set it to opt-in percentage. Okay, and so what this will do is it'll automatically turn off. Let me just hit submit. It'll automatically turn off the split test that's not giving the best results. Awesome, right? I love that. I wish my other mobile opt-in or non-mobile opt-in pages, capture pages, would do that, because I have to go in and check them and see which one's doing or performing better, and then turn off the one that's not. So if I've got one that's opening at a 50% opt-in rate and the other one's only opening at like a 10% opt-in rate, obviously in mobile opt-in's case, it'll turn off the one that's only performing at 10% and leave the one on that's at 60%. Make sense? So that's really, really cool feature that they have, and it saved me a lot of time with my split testing. So how do you see your reporting? All you got to do is click on the title of your campaign. And obviously, I have not really done too much clicking on this one, so it's all at zeros. But what will happen is it'll show you the recent statistics. It'll tell you how many visitors you had to your first one, how many clicks, how many opt-ins. Same thing here, visitors, clicks, and opt-ins. And then up here, it gives you a total, your average. And if you have it set to optimization, then it'll kick out the one that's not performing as well. Great, right? That's pretty much it. And you can continue to create other campaigns. Like I said, what I do is I take this hosted URL and then I mask it to whatever you want. Like in my case, I masked it to a subdomain of toughmama.teamtough.com. And for every one of your opt-in pages, you could do that. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say forwarding or masking, I do have another Hangout. If you want to search or subscribe to my channel, first of all, go ahead and subscribe. If you click on the little YouTube icon in this video, it'll take you to my YouTube page, and then subscribe to the channel. And once you've subscribed, you can search all my videos and do a search for masking or forwarding. And you'll find a Hangout where I walk you through how to mask and forward a domain. Cool? All right, cool. So let me close this. And I'm going to flip it back around to me. Let me turn off my email again. I keep opening this up every time I test everything. Cool. So let me flip things around and hit stop. There we go. All right, I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope that you've seen how easy it is to use mobile opt-in and how it can really benefit you for your mobile users by allowing them to give you the best email possible. And for me, like I said earlier, I am really active on Instagram, and that is all mobile. And so it really made sense for me to have optimized pages that are going to give me a much higher click-through rate than if I just use a standard opt-in page. So I hope this gives you value. I'm going to check now and see if there's any comments out there from any of you viewers that are out there. Okay, I see a couple viewers. Hey, Richard, how are you doing? Cool. So I just wanted to say, hey, thanks. I appreciate you being on the live Hangout. For those of you watching the recording, if there are any questions at all that you might have, feel free to either comment down below or send me a personal or private message on Facebook. That's what I check the most frequently. All right, so with that said, make it a great day, and we will see you next week for the Down and Dirty at 1:30.